What is going on, guys? We did it. We did it. I was able to display a single ounce of self-control with this knife. What's going on, guys? Carter here with Edge Mindset. We're taking a look at this Miguron Knives Nagain. I have been so excited ever since I saw this knife. So excited to pick this up. But the only thing in stock was the full satin. And I had to go with the other version, but nobody had it in stock. So I was able to have some self-control, set on my little email notification, and I waited. I patiently waited for it to pop up at my favorite retailer, White Mountain Knives, because they do that discount, baby. That 10% discount, WMK, 10% off of just about everything, unless the manufacturer explicitly prohibits it. With like Kunwu knives, like this right here. Can't get the 10% off, but that's not due to White Mountain Knives. It's due to Kunwu. Just doesn't allow it. Really excited about this one. Now, I did do a full unboxing, and then I realized my camera was not set up correctly, and so I haven't really checked this out. I opened the box, I pulled it out, got it out of the plastic, and I realized that it was messed up. So I'm calling this an unboxing. We've got your normal information here, warranty, stuff like that. Got your microfiber cloth that nobody uses, but they still include it, which is cool. Got the normal box. Now, Miguron has been doing some wild QC Pass sticker, some wild overbuilt type knives, and this one is cool for a couple reasons in my book. One, it is not insanely sized. Like, look at that. This is what people would consider a too small knife. This is the Chavez RCK9, and yet, it's only a little bit in the closed position lengthwise. It's only a little bit smaller than this Nagain here. But, well, here, let's do another one. Let's do another. Oh, here it is next to the Chub, right? Obviously bigger than the Chub. My Chub is the smallest in the game. Here it is next to a Paramilitary 2. A lot smaller than a Paramilitary 2 in the closed position. But let's go back to the Chavez here, and I'll show you what's crazy about this knife. It's got like a 1/4 inch stock blade. It is a small, chunky monkey, and I don't know, it just looks really, really cool. So I had to have the DLC coated blade. I don't know, something about it. It just works with the knife, with these inlays and everything going on. I got a thing for clip points, and this has like a double clip point going on here. It's like a dual clip point with this nice milled cutout here. That is very cool. We got kind of lines going through that right there. Compound ground. Is it hollow? I mean, yeah, it is. It's hollow ground. I'm like, it's got to be hollow ground because you can see this curve right here. Flat ground up at the front, hollow ground right here. Of course. What was I thinking? Very thick behind the edge. Very thick indeed. But it is sticking to my fingernails like no other, so definitely sharp. Hair shaving. Oh, yeah. Yep. Hair shaving sharp. Very, very nice. You had to look at my gross hands being shaved right there. Grind lines coming through that DLC. Very cool. I mean, some about this blade, and I will say, first impression, it is kind of blade heavy. Like, not way bad, not obnoxiously. But this thick-ass blade makes this thing a little unbalanced. Ergonomics are on point. This right here feels so delicious in my hands. That feels really, really good. I'm guessing we've got, heavy pocketing going on inside the scales here. I don't love that. I don't like how Miguron puts their little M logo there, but whatever. It's a wild knife. Now, these are cool. These inlays are cool because they're raised and they're contoured. Let me see if I can get a kind of a different, like you can kind of see maybe how they're raised a little bit. They're like chamfered or radiused, kind of crowned on these inlays there. No gaps either. That is done very, very well. So cool. I can't thumb flick though, because I'm putting pressure on this damn lock bar. I can reverse flick, no problem. Might be one of those things where it breaks in and it gets a little bit better. On this side, you have these same inlay pockets with no inlays in there. Probably, that would be tricky. It would have been cool if they were able to figure out how to do this one, and it would almost act like an over travel. Although I'm guessing, I would still pop that out because you need a little bit of slack there to make room for the detent ball. So anyways, but they could have figured it out. Very, very cool. I don't love the pocket clip. I will say that. I noticed that in the pictures. Mainly, I don't like these. These look like, when you're doing an art project as a kid and you're putting it together and there's like a blank spot and you're like, I got to put something in there. And so you just kind of like do weird things in that blank spot. That's what I kind of feel like here. Like they didn't know. They're like, we can't just have a plain clip, but we don't know what to do with it. So let's put these little notches that don't really fit with the rest of the knife. But that's a minor gripe. Look at this. It's got like weird beveling. And this, which is not like jimping, but very cool, very comfortable. Let's do some size comparisons. Why not? So here it is next to the Django fully open. Very similar in size. Let's see. Yeah, the Miguron has just got it by like a few millimeters. The handle here kind of sticks out a little bit. Well, I guess it's the blade length too, so just overall length. Just a few millimeters larger than that. Here it is open next to the Chavez. Let's get it in the middle here. A little bit bigger than that. Let's do XM18, 3.5 inch. A little smaller than that guy right there. And let's do a weight on this thing. It weighs a ton and it's all blade. It is all frickin' blade. 6.8 ounces. Holy balls. Compared to like the RCK9, 4.7 ounces. This is a chunker. What steel was on this? M390. Pretty standard. Running on bearings. Very cool. Very cool. I got a thing for the clip points, and this is a wicked looking blade. I also love this style of opening hole with the milled out section right there. Just love the way that looks. You got lines that kind of mirror right there. Like I said, the DLC goes so well with these inlays. Now, I think the titanium, if I remember correctly, has a gray PVD coating on it. DLC blade, gray PVD coating here. And according to the specs, the only difference between this and the other version is satin blade as opposed to DLC blade. Black hardware would have looked better, I think. You know, it would have been nice. I do hate it when companies do that, when they kind of do different colorways, but they do them a little lazy. Like they just change the blade color without anything else. But in this case, I think it works, which is why I went with this version. And if I remember correctly, like the DLC upgrade was inconsequential. It was like $10 more for the DLC compared to the satin. So not a lot of money. Look at those, that DLC over the flats there. That looks so good. Very cool knife. Not the most practical, but definitely cool. Lock bar insert, external screw. Just trying to see what else we have going on with this. Got a little titanium, well, thick and chunky titanium backspacer with some gear patterning on there. Anything else interesting? Pretty good at stuffing about as much blade as you can get in here. I guess you could get that corner if you put your, it's so wide. That's the problem with these really thick blades is, you can just get your finger in there. Like normally that wouldn't be an issue, right? It's essentially the same as this. It's just because it's so wide, you can actually get up in there, but it doesn't look like it's a problem. No detent lash. Like Miguron makes things very, very well. I don't always love kind of their styling on everything, but this one is cool. Oh, retail price on this was $299 before the 10% discount. So out the door is like $267 or something like that. So not bad at all. Oh, let's take a look at this stop pin here. Look how huge that is. That is a massive stop pin. It's used in the closed position. You can see right there, and it's actually radiused even in the closed position, and it's nice and radiused in the open position as well. I love to see radiused interfaces with the stop pin. Let's take a look at that lock face right there. Interesting. Is that a radius lock face? Kind of looks like it, huh? Huh, interesting. With that lock bar insert, though, it probably doesn't make a difference. The amount of contact we're getting there, nice little spot right there. Very cool knife. Let me know, what do you guys think of the Nagain from Miguron Knives? Let me know. Comment down below. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you later.